There we go. All right, so now we are streaming. All right, so let me share my screen so that way we can get started. I have a little PowerPoint that I want to go through as we are going through this. All right. So, Emery, I know you're online. If you can just let me know if you see the PowerPoint in front of you, why online branding and SEO is visible to you. Can you type in a 1 on the comment? I would appreciate it. Just want to make sure that. All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. So now I know you came here to watch, to basically, I was going to give you I'm actually going to give you the step-by-step blueprint, but I want us to understand that, the way that I do things is how to kind of marry the two together, SEO and branding, because the way that I look at things is when I do things, especially when in online, I'm not the hustle type. I'm not the, I am, I work hard. I do a lot, I do things over and beyond. But, when it comes to online marketing with so much information and so many things online, I like to try to work smart. Okay, so that's what I'm going to kind of lay out the blueprint today. All right. Thanks, Thomas, for showing up. I appreciate it. So let me just get right into it. And right, so we live in a digital world right now, okay? And even though I just want to also mention that, even though I do have a PowerPoint up, I want us to have a, conversation as well. So try to interact if you can. So we live in a digital world, and, people are now accustomed to being online, right? Especially with their phone. If I show you some of the analytics behind some of the post on Google Business Profile and some of the analytics on our website, I would say 50%. I'm not, this is not from things that are mentioned online, but just literally things that I see physically, like from our clients' website as well as ours. 50% are off their phone. Okay, and people are researching businesses online, right? And I can speak for myself as well. Yesterday I ordered Chinese food, and literally what I do now is I just type in Chinese food on Google Maps, and it pulls up all the restaurants, and then I just go to the one that I usually order from. And sometimes I order it from somewhere else to see, I look at the reviews, and then I kind of see how far it is, and then decide, okay, let me try out that place, right? So it's our normal daily, for me it is, and I'm sure if it's that I'm using it, I'm sure a lot of majority of the people out there are starting to use it or will be using it. All right, especially Google Maps. It's not an option, especially as a business owner. It's mandatory that we get online and do things. And so what is the right approach? What is the right way to do things? The right way is the only, the way to take action, actually. But this is through many trials and errors. This is kind of my blueprint that I came with, and I'll show you. I'm not going to talk about who I am. I'm just going to show you the proof, because that's really what it matters at the end of the day, right? People don't care who you are. People care about what's in it for them, right? Okay, so it is part of marketing. It should be part of your business, right? And so it is necessary. It is not only necessary, and it's mandatory, right? And so today I'm going to give you the framework. Now, I can't tell you every nuances of everything that I do in our business, but I can give you the framework, right? Because it took me years and years to figure it out, and hopefully I'm trying to give you the shortcut, right? So this is kind of the framework. I also have on our website free leads blueprint.com, right? I'm in the process of updating it. So as of today, it's still the old version. I'm going to, for those that did sign up for this live, as well as if you're currently online, I will send you the new blueprint that I'm going to be updating, right? Some of the things that I've updated was previously I've had Google Business Profile like further down, but as I work with my clients and as I work on my business, realizing that Google Business Profile is a very important aspect of, especially if you're a local business, if you're trying to get local customers, Google Business Profile is very, very important, right? But even before that, I think digital foundation, I'm going to go into it. Number 2, Google Business Profile, then your website, and then video content, and then evergreen content strategy. All right. So what I mean by result, I want to share with you. So not only do I, talk about the stuff, but I actually do the stuff. If you Google, Kosha has been my client since I believe 2016, around that time. And so if you type in best real estate agent in East Hanover or best real estate agent in Florham Park, you will see them on the Google local pack, right? So what is a Google local pack is basically when you do a search on Google, you'll see the local results. And so Google, they've been around, but basically you'll see the local. And I think like probably last year, I didn't see the ads, Google local service ads for real estate agents in our area until this year, I think. So they're rolling it out. I'm pretty sure they're all over. Like I'm sure that local service ads is in every state, but there might be some industries or certain professions that they don't have local service ads for. But in any case, the top search you'll see in the top is the ads, and then the below that is what's called the local pack, and they usually show the top 3. And so Kosha is listed, and then on the Google search, which is a global search, you'll see Kosha on page 1 and page 3. It did move down just because of some algorithm update, so we have to work on that. So, but I want to share with you because this is the framework that we've developed as a result of working with Kosha, as well as many other clients as well, including myself. Okay. And then with regard to Google Business Profile, as you can see, this is how you can access Google Business Profile now, right? It used to look a little bit different, but starting in November, I think, they finally moved everybody over to the Google Search Console, and this is how you will see Google Business Profile. Okay, and so this is, we're looking at, this was, I just did this, updated it today for Kosha, and you can see that these are the kind of interactions, calls made, as well as website clicks, and you can see down here, there are, these are direction requests, right? So I use it all the time on my Google Maps. Whenever I type in, I always put in start here, and then it'll tell me how far it is based on whether you're walking or driving. But so it's amazing how accurate the time is on Google Maps as to exactly the destination time that you arrive at that location. And so that's tracking when people actually request directions. This is showing the people that actually go to the website and click on website. And so you're driving traffic to your website. And then these are calls, people actually, so I do the same when I go on Google Maps and I search a business, I press the call, and then it'll ask me, call this number, and that's what it's tracking. And these are discovery. So basically, their analytics changed a little bit since the last, from when they updated it. So I don't quite like it, but it is, that's what we have to work with. All right. And this is a website based off of Carrot. Now, Carrot is specifically for real estate agents and investors. And so as a result of us doing this blueprint, this is the kind of, um, the way that, when you make a website, you have to make it so that it converts, and Carrot does that in a way that the conversion, they do the call to action and all the stuff that's on the website so that it converts. And this is the kind of when you look at the leads that are coming in, this was taken, actually, I took a picture today and posted it here. And so as you can see, you got leads coming in every single month. And this is without paid ads, no ads whatsoever. This is all organic or direct. As you can see right here, it says Google search right here. They came direct, Facebook, Google search. All right. Now, when I'm always thinking about this blueprint, I'm always thinking about, with the goal in mind, right? So you have to reverse engineer what you want to accomplish, right? And so what do you want to accomplish? Most businesses, if you're a business here or professional, you want to get leads online, right? You want to, you can either pay for leads. I know some agents that actually paid Zillow like thousands and thousands of dollars. I think upwards of 5,000 per month to get leads, right? And so what if, can you get those leads online? And so that's the ultimate goal. Second goal is you want people that are searching for you and for your services, right? That's the second goal. The third goal, I know that most businesses, okay, I would say a good percentage of businesses out there, they want to do YouTube and they want to do video marketing, right? And YouTube, right? So when I reverse engineer what I'm talking about in this blueprint, I do with the mindset of thinking about video marketing, and then we'll talk about this, and then we talk about evergreen and automatic content. And what I mean by that is, when I think about these goals in mind, I'm thinking, right, I am not an Instagram kind of person. Okay, there are people out there, influencers, or there are business out there that could really, like, they're killing it on Instagram, right? The problem that I see with Instagram or those kind of posts is that, once you post it, then it's kind of like buried, and you always have to constantly post. So when I sat down and really thought about this process, I wanted to create a process where you can be found online. You can be, people are searching for you. So the kind of leads that are coming into your business are warm leads, people that are say, hey, I want to work with you, rather than, you constantly chasing them, right? And so, and then with video, we'll talk about a little bit more. How can we create videos that you can create evergreen, right? And so we're going to talk about the blueprint as well. And so this is ultimately what we're trying to accomplish for, I would say, most businesses. This is the way the way I look at things, because I really, Facebook ads and paying ads for your business, I think a lot of people are attracted by that, and you can get immediate results. But the problem with that is that you're constantly paying to get leads, right? There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're getting the results as long as you're getting results and you're getting a return on your investment. But that's not the way that I developed the system. Okay. All right. There are three ways to look at this, right? Whenever I look at whenever I look at something that I need to do, I always think of it: do I do it myself, or do I get somebody else and pay somebody to do it, right? And the other approach is the middle ground, is the done with you, or they call it systems and templates. The best way that I can analogize this is, there's a platform that I recently started utilizing. It's it's a platform, pro360.io. And I was looking for a white label support because it's a platform that I'm actually in the process of developing for my non-real estate related professionals. Well, this is actually applied to real estate professionals. But when I look at and I'll tell you a little bit more why this matters, because whenever you do anything, whether you're pushing content or whether you're doing, pushing, creating content, you can either do it yourself, you can either pay somebody to do it, or you can find median, like in between, where it doesn't cost you as much, but they provide the foundation or the layout, the blueprint, right? They call it, right? And I want to explain to you, for example, so this is a platform called Pro360. I know this is not related to what we're talking about, but I want to explain to you what I mean by that. Is this is a platform, it's a GoHighLevel platform. It's a CRM, and I'm developing this so that I'm planning to release it probably next year. When I was looking for a support, I can either create the support for this myself, which means that I have to spend the hours creating tutorials, creating the categories and all that, or I can buy from somebody or get something that I can pay for, that I can kind of put in there and it's already done. And this is a platform that somebody has already developed, which I paid for, which I $500, and it has all of this laid out for me. This would have cost me probably time-wise thousands of dollars, if not more, right? And so the reason I'm talking about this is because whenever you're looking at, whether if you have a Carrot platform or if you're writing a blog post or you're intending to create a website, always thinking about, this is where a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck at, is that they're trying to do things themselves. The ultimate goal is for you to be the business owner and find ways to save your time. Okay, that's what I'm just going to go over this. So this right here is the framework, right? Digital foundation, Google Business Profile, website, and video content, and evergreen. Digital foundation, what I mean by digital foundation is that all of your social media, right? You need to stake a claim in each of the social media platform, okay? And what do I mean by digital foundation? Basically is having your account profile on all the major platforms and having them have consistent branding across the board. I think this is something that is overlooked by a lot of businesses, right? You're talking about LinkedIn. Let me go through all of the platforms. So your website, Google Business Profile, your YouTube channel, Facebook. Not to say that you're working and posting on these platforms, but you need to have a consistent branding. So like YouTube recently came out with a YouTube handle, right? The ability for you to create a handle for your YouTube channel. Every business, in my opinion, should be going in and getting their handle for your business. So I went in there and I created a handle for my marketing business, which is K Madison. I also got it for my real estate business, which is CGIS Group. I also got it for my personal brand, which is Paul Kim 360, right? So Instagram, reserve all of your brands in Instagram, even though you're not using it, reserve it. LinkedIn, personal and company. All right. Even though I may not post on my company, I still reserve it. There's a way, if you go in LinkedIn, you can go and create a company page, and then you can customize the URL to make it to your name. Let's say, for example, let's say here, let's see, there's, Thomas Jackson, like Thomas. I don't know if you're going by Thomas Jackson on your website, or if you're going by a certain company name, or if you're a real estate agent, a brokerage, you go in there and on your LinkedIn personal, you will say Thomas Jackson, right? And then if you had a company, right, then you would reserve there, I don't know what it's called, but if let's just say it's called Jackson Realty Corp, right, or Jackson Realty, you would create a company page called Jackson Realty, right, and that will be a separate company page, right? Even though you may not post on it, I would still go ahead and reserve it. And so this requires you to do this for all the platforms, because you may or may, you may not know later on, as your business grows and explodes, well, hopefully it explodes, right? That you may start utilizing it when you have help, when you have VAs, when you have your own social media manager that comes in and start posting on those platforms, right? But you want to still reserve it. And when you reserve it and you fill out the information on those platforms, what it's going to do is that Google is going to index those pages, and then it creates a footprint. They call it a digital footprint, and that so I call that digital foundation, right? So let's move on to Twitter. I don't use Twitter, but I still went in and created an account for my brands and companies. There's other things. There's Clubhouse, there's Pinterest, there's TikTok. I recently went in and reserved all of my user profiles and my extensions for TikTok for all of my brands. I just did that, I think, last month, because I said, okay, I haven't done it. I got to go in and reserve and reserve those names. Okay, right? And you got to have consistent branding. So if you look at all of my branding for Paul Kim 360, I have the same face, I have the same image across all of them. All right, the same thing with K Madison as well. Okay, now understand that all of the stuff that I'm talking about here, it wasn't done overnight. It took time, and some of the things I delegated to my staff, but understand, just one step at a time. All right. So here's my, when it comes to the blueprint on this for digital foundation, one thing I want you to understand, what's important when it comes to SEO and Google, is your name, address, and phone number. Okay, especially when it comes to local SEO. What I mean by name, address, and phone, it's called NAP. Okay, they have to be the same across every social media platform, as well as your website, right? If you have a different, let's say, a website URL, and it's different from your business, that may cause problems. But later on, as Google indexes your website, and your Google business profile picks it up. So that's where a lot of times it's sometimes necessary at least once a year to go and check out your digital foundation and making sure everything is consistent and everything's right. Because what Google looks at to see whether a specific social media platform is you for that website, they look at your name, address, and phone number. I think, for example, certain profile like Instagram doesn't have an address, but it does have a name. It does have your website, right? So I don't list that here, but because some businesses may not have a website, because you don't need a Google business profile. You don't need a website to have a Google business profile. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about, if you do have any questions for those that are on live, by all means, put them on the chat session, and I will answer them in the future. Okay, or at the end. Okay. With regard to Google Business Profile, this is the number one way for customers to find your business, right? To find you or your business. Okay, especially when I'm talking about local businesses. But when you look at most businesses, most businesses, whether you're online, offline, like they serve the local community. So I would say 99% of businesses out there, especially when you're a small business, you need to have a Google business profile. Okay. Why? Because Google is the #1 search engine, right? And #2 is YouTube. And that's why I'm going to talk about that later. Why do I need? Because, like I said, people are searching for you. They're going to look at your reviews. They're going to look at if another business had more reviews than you, who are they going to pick, right? Or if you had negative reviews, I can. All right. So here's the simple, basic for Google Business Profile: register, verify, fill it out completely, right? Get reviews and upload photos, right? Upload photos. With regard to them, these are, when we work with clients, these are the ones that takes the most amount of time, okay? Filling out reviews is probably the #1 thing that takes the most time, because it does require you to fill out description and categories and services and products and things like that. So it's just not going in there, registering, and then leave it alone. You have to fill it out as a complete 100, like fully. And then getting reviews is another aspect I think a lot of clients, a lot of people have struggled with, is trying to get reviews. And there are, one specific, I guess, tip that I would say, if you're, most businesses, figuring out a way to do it automatically or as a part of your business. One thing is automating it so that it gets done. A lot of times, most businesses, once they're done with a transaction, then it's just like kind of forget it, right? But if you can put that as part of your procedure, where that email goes out and a reminder email or text message goes out, that is going to improve the number of reviews you get. And then responding to those reviews is very important as well. Okay. And then uploading photos. This is a, when you think about Google Business Profile, it's like any other social media, right? The more content, whether it's by content, the way that Google looks at content for Google Business Profile is reviews and photos, right? And that's why I say those two are important. So uploading photos is very important. If you can do it through your phone, that's even better. And turning on your location, because then if you turn on your location, then Google will see that those photos are authentic based on your location. That's even better. All right. Okay. Let's go next to the next, which is website. Now, all your marketing should lead to your authority hub, right? And one thing I want to mention with regard to authority, your website. I think a lot of businesses, or a lot of people that start out businesses, they think that you get a website and basically they will come, right? You build it, they will come. They will not come, right? So there are a lot of platforms out there. Well, before I go into that. So the way that I look at website is that you need to spend money. And so unless you have the budget, like websites, should not be part of the equation, right? So understand that, if you're thinking of building a website, understand you got to put your sweat equity, or you're going to have to pay somebody to do, to build, to create content. Because when I look at your website, all of these platforms should lead to your website, because at the end of the day, what is the asset? The asset is not only your business, but it's the email list, right? I know of so many instances, right, including myself. I've lost my Facebook page at one point in my business, and I lost all of the content. I was able to get it back, but I lost all the reviews on that. And I think the content was still there. I just lost the reviews, right? As a result of me losing access. I don't know how I lost access, but I did. I might have gotten hacked or something like that, but I do that was one mistake that I made. So now on my Facebook page, I have at least 2 administrators and I have 2-factor authentication on my Facebook. I've known people that have lost their YouTube channels. I've known people that have lost their Google Business profile has been suspended. I know people that have lost an account, Instagram account that had over 130,000 followers. I haven't heard of anything with regard to LinkedIn company, right? So Twitter, of course, I've heard of stories of losing Twitter access, but ultimately you want to drive people to your website and then having a means for them to opt into something, because that is where your asset is, your email list. That you can control. Okay. All right. Now for real estate agents, I use Carrot, right? And the reason I use Carrot, there's many reasons, but I use that. Okay. And then recently I came across GoHighLevel, which I am now in the process of creating my own platform using GoHighLevel as a backend for a new platform called Pro360, which I'm going to be releasing probably next year, which is specifically tailored to online businesses, whether you're coaching, course creators, or any other service business. Okay. And then the hard part about website is that as a solopreneur, right, we have so many hats that we're wearing, like whether it's marketing, sales, operations. And so when it comes to online, we want something that works and is functional, right? And Carrot and Pro360, from my many years of trying out so many different platforms, is what I like. I actually use Carrot for my marketing website as well, right? So here's a problem that I face, right? Before I came across Carrot, right? And then Carrot, the same thing with Carrot. When I purchased Carrot, like I looked at it, do I do it myself or do I buy their tutorial? Or they had a tutorial. It's called. I bought all of their tutorials basically because I wanted the shortcut, right? So they don't have anybody that does it for us, but they actually do have one service that actually does it, but they don't do it the way that I do it, right? So when it comes to the blueprint, when it comes to your website, building a website, you got to create your niche pages, your service pages, and then you got to do weekly or monthly. If you're going to do monthly blog posts, got to make sure that it has a lot of meat and content, right? Or you could do blog posts. So in the case of Carrot provides what they have a library of content that the Carrot provides, right? But you got to do the necessary component. We go a little bit beyond what Carrot does. We not only take their article, we actually add more content, and then we actually add featured images so that those could be utilized for social media posting, right? And maybe what I'll do is I'll show you exactly what I mean, because Carrot and most blog posts or most website with a blog post capability has what's called RSS feed. And so when you combine the RSS feed, then what you can do is you can create content for social media, right? And you can do it in a smart way, right? And then non-Carrot, I'm going to cover that in video marketing, right? Okay, so what I did with Carrot for real estate agents and investors, okay, so I know that for SEO purposes, video marketing is very important when it comes to SEO because YouTube is the #2 search engine, right? And so what I did was going back, if you looked at our goals as a business, you want to try to get leads online, right? You want to have people search for you in your business, and you want to utilize YouTube as content for social media. So this, we're talking about number 3 with regard to the overall goal, right? So with YouTube, we're not trying to be YouTube creators, right? That's not, okay, if you want to be a YouTube creator, this is not, you're not in the right area, right? That's a whole different way of doing things on YouTube. But what we're doing here is utilizing YouTube to boost website SEO traffic, right? Where you're using YouTube to drive traffic to your website. We're using video and YouTube to create short form videos. And I'll talk about that in the next section. But we're also utilizing the video that you create as social media content, right? So with all this in mind, the blueprint is basically create a video, right? In the case of real estate agents, what real estate agents tend to be very, very difficult because they don't like to create. I think most businesses don't like to be on camera. So what I came up with, that real estate agents, what do? They have listings, right? So they have professionals go in and take listing videos. I mean, not listing videos, listing pictures. So they have a whole bunch of professional images. And so what I did was I took that listing, all those photos, and I compiled it to make a 1-minute video. So, and then what I did was I added it to YouTube, right? And then I optimized it, and that's basically that YouTube content, right? But I only did that to create SEO juice to the website as well as to the brand, right? And then not only that, you take that video and you add it as a blog post. Now that creates a evergreen kind of content on the blog post, and then you optimize that. And then the next portion is repurposing that specific video. Now, in the case of the listing videos or listing, you can't really repurpose it, but you can create other social media posts out of it as well. But if you take this blueprint and take it out of the context of, let's say, another business, for example, if you're a personal coach, you can do a video, right? And then you can take that video, put it on YouTube, and then add it as a blog post, and then repurpose, create short form videos, and then create social media content afterwards. Now, all of this takes time and effort. And so I'm giving you the framework so that you can have a better understanding with the end in mind, right? Right. With the last thing I want to talk about with evergreen and automatic content strategy. And the reason I talk about this specifically is because at the end of the day, we want to work smart, right? Working more hours does not equate to more result. What does that mean? Does not equate to more money, right? I know a lot of creators out there, or people that are posting on social media and they have a lot of followers, they're hustling. That does not equate to more income, right? And it's the same thing. So we want to work smart. Just because somebody has, it's a funny thing. I think I was listening to a story one time. I don't remember where somebody said this. This course creator that he sees that he only has a X number of followers on YouTube, but he's like saying, hey, he makes X number of number of per month, and the audience, one of the guy in the audience said, hey, I don't believe that. You only got X number of followers. Well, like I said, working more hours does not equate to more result. Okay, or for that matter, having more followers does not equate to making you more money. All right. Okay. So social media can be a time suck. I know that because just yesterday I spent 2 hours for this. Was it? No, I think 2 days ago for posting and creating creatives. I wanted to kind of see how much time it took for me to do it, And so it literally took me 2 hours of my time to create the creatives, to actually create different posts on different platforms, and then push it out. It took me 2 hours literally. Okay. While normally that's done by my staff, I just wanted to see how much time it took, because then, 2 times the number of hours that you spend, that's really a time suck, right? But it is a necessity component of being online, online marketing, right? Do I have anything to sell today? No, I don't, right? I don't have anything to sell. The only thing I'm doing is trying to provide as much value. Like literally the system that I'm showing you, the blueprint, is basically what we do with our business, with our clients, right? And then also, which platform do you post? Which platform do you spend time on? There's so many different platforms out there, right? And the one that I focus on is Google search, with YouTube, right? And the website, right? If you see my Instagram, if you look at my YouTube, I don't have that many followers, or I don't have that many subscribers, because that's not what I'm trying to focus on. I'm trying to track businesses. I'm trying to attract traffic, leads that are specific for my business, right? But I have nothing to sell. I have no, at the end of the seminar or this course, I'm not going to lead you to a page, right? The only thing that I do have is the free leads blueprint that I have. You could download that. I will send it to you, to those that are online now. And I will also, those that did sign up to register, I'll send you, I should be done with my next revision, hopefully by the end of this month, and I'll send you an updated one. Okay. And then creating evergreen content, which we can repurpose. So for those that don't know what evergreen stand for, it's evergreen meaning that content or videos, or whether it's video or content that you can that will stand the test of time, that will be around the next year, the following year. So what I like is creating evergreen content that will stand the test of time, and then creating evergreen content that we can repurpose, right? Because if you can do that and you create a system around that, that means that you can work less hours, you can have more time to spend with your clients, you have more time to spend with your family, more time to spend on your hobby and the things that you like to do. All right. Okay. Then let's see. Next thing is with regard to the blueprint. So this is the blueprint that we've created using a platform called SocialBee, right? So once you create a YouTube video, right? Or for this matter, let's say from this live session that I'm doing, I'm going to create short form videos for YouTube, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram, right? And then I'll have my designer create creatives for my social media posts, right? And then within the SocialBee platform, I will create buckets, right, of content that I can repurpose. And then all I do is put them in certain buckets within SocialBee, right? You may or may not understand what I'm talking about. So basically, these are, whenever I do this content, will this content survive the test of time? I think the way that I'm looking at it, it will survive at least a couple of years, right? And so I'll have my video editor create short form videos. I will have my designer create creatives. And then once we create those creatives, we'll put them into certain buckets within the social media content manager. And then out of those buckets, we'll just we'll schedule it so that it pushes out randomly, evergreen, ongoing, for as long, post them out 6 months later, 3 months later, a year later. Okay. And that's really what we've done with our clients. All right. Let me see if so I don't know why I have this here. I may have made a mistake and copied this. Oh, actually, I do have a call to action. What I mean call to action, basically, I am looking for beta testers for um, the reason I do these courses because I cannot serve all the people out there because my services, some business can afford my services, and so what I'm doing is I'm trying to create courses or templates, things like that. So I am looking I'm looking to create courses or templates to help more businesses out there because I do need beta testers out there. So if you are interested, please reach out to me, either email me or DM me. I also are looking for people to test my platform that when it comes out, pro360.io. Okay. On that note, if you want to have a discovery session, I didn't put those discovery sessions. I used to have them available online before, but I took them online because I just felt like a lot of people, uh, when they do register, they don't show up. And so not a lot of times, I would say probably 50% of the times. And so I said, you know what, it's not the best use of my time. So I took those out, but for those that do come or that are online, I will, put in my chat session here um, to the link to my discovery session. I don't make that available publicly. If you are watching this on the replay is not going to have the chat session, but you can always email me. Most people that have access to my replays or get them through my emails, you have access to my email, so you could reply to me and ask for a discovery session, and that's it. All right. On that note, I'm going to stop the live and see if there's actually, if there's any questions. Michael, Thomas, I appreciate you showing up today. Um, if you have any questions, you can chime in and let me know. Do both of you have, I'm just going to stop the stream.